Hello again, this is Steve from Lost Boys of Atlantica, and I'm doing the little companion video for the previous video that I posted with the Nightmare Before Christmas tree tutorial, which pretty much got your tree to look like this, like a hillside from the scenery of the movie. The one part that I wanted to add onto it, that I wasn't sure if people wanted to incorporate, was the snow. If you look at my pictures from last year that ended up on Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, there was snow that kind of was falling off the tops. Then I added pumpkins to it. But the type of snow that I used was this snow blanket snow. I'm not exactly sure where I bought it, but I'm pretty sure you can buy similar varieties at Michael's and Target. Looking at the price of it though, it looks like I got it from Target. And it was most likely after it went on sale, so I got this for about $1 or even less. The batting, like I said earlier, if you watched the previous video, I applied it generously, so you might need 2 of these bags. I think I used 1.5, that's why this one looks like it's half empty. I did save some of the last year's ones, but I'm just going to show you how to put some of it on the top and coming down a little bit. As you can see right now on the top of the tree, there are some kind of like slight bends in the tree that I'm not too happy with, but same as last year, I had the same problem, and all I did to fix it was put batting over it, and it pretty much covered up the mistakes. Almost like putting a fondant over a cake. When you look at cake, it has a lot of pores, a lot of mistakes, but once you put that smooth fondant over it, it becomes perfect. So let me go ahead and show you guys how to do that. I'm gonna go ahead and just take out a portion of it. This particular one has sprinkles in it. I'm gonna go ahead and detach one of these little smaller pieces from the blanket. And this is gonna be tucked in that little bend that the hill has, kind of just to show that like some snow fell there. I think I have a little bit too much, but I'm gonna pretty much fill it in here. It sticks pretty well to the branches, so there's not much you have to do to it. Now I do want it to look like it's dripping, so I'm gonna just pull on some of it. This you obviously want to do after you apply your lights on it, so that the snow can glow once you turn off the lights. So just kind of play around with it, fill it in, and I'm kind of happy with how that looks already, so I'm gonna just leave that there. And as far as the snow blanket, you just want to detach it as carefully as you can. Like I said, this one has sprinkles, so it's falling kind of all over the place. But I'm pretty much gonna go ahead and just open it up, lay this on the top, and just kind of work it down. So I don't know if you noticed, but I'm not stretching this out like spider webs that you would buy for Halloween. I know you want to get the most out of it sometimes, but in this particular case, you really just want to make sure that you make it look a little bit more deluxe by leaving it intact. It gives it this nice thick feeling, and yeah, you can achieve that nice puffiness that I did with the last year's tree. If you can see it has an extra fold, I could probably separate it a little bit more, but I'm not going to do that. So I kind of just unfolded it. You can stretch it out a little bit more if you want to, but I'm going to just leave it like this to add it right now. Go to the top. Kind of blanket it over it. I don't want to go too far down because obviously when snow falls, it's not going to reach that entire end. But I'm going to just go ahead and start working it into it. I don't care how it looks in the back. If you are going to have it visible, then yeah, you want to work the back of it too. But just pretty much grab some of it and start making it look like it's dripping. And on the top, like I said, I wasn't too happy with it, so I'm gonna just kind of puff it up a little bit more here and then stretch it more down on the side just to give it that nice curved circular edge. And if you can kind of see now, it's pretty much covering up all those lumpy branches that it had. So I'm kind of ripping a little bit here and there, adding little bends to it, make it look almost like dripping ice cream on a Sunday. And right here, I'm gonna start swooping it over to the side. If you're not happy with the shape of it, remember you can always take it apart and do it again. Right now I'm kind of liking how it is, so I'm gonna just leave it how it's looking. So yeah, so like I mentioned earlier, you just kind of want to work it, get it to the puffiness that you want. It's going to look completely different once you have the lights on underneath. I didn't add the lights underneath it, only because I'm just doing this as a tutorial and I don't want to waste too much time actually stringing the lights in. But once it has that nice little glow, you'll see that you'll be really happy with it. Now if you turn on your lights and you think that they're too dim, you can always stretch it out a little bit more, just so it could be a little bit more luminescent. But yeah, just pretty much work the snow however you want it. Pretty much what I was getting at is you're going to use the snow to cover any holes that you have on the top of the tree. So even like before on the previous video where I had that big gap of branches, I went ahead and manipulated the branches so that it can kind of close up that little hole. You really don't even need to do that. You can just go ahead and put batting over it to cover that little problem area. So there's your basic shape of the snow and the tree. I'm gonna go ahead and use one more bag of the batting just to kind of show you how you fill it up over here, and then it'll be done. So just add as much or as little snow as possible. Good inspiration is when you take a ride on the Haunted Mansion during Christmas time. They pretty much have a replica of this tree with the pumpkins in it. That was part of my inspiration when I did it. So this is another bag of that batting, a full bag. As you can see, it's pretty much kept intact from last year because I didn't really stretch it out too much. All I pretty much did was put it in here and there, kind of laying it into the branch, going around, putting some of the branches flat so it'll just sit on it, and then just hanging some of it down like it's dripping. And it's gonna give it that nice cake icing kind of feel to it. Move the branches to your tree just so you can kind of get it in there nice and tucked. What I did last year was put pumpkins in it, if you guys reference the video, but it doesn't mean you guys have to use pumpkins too. You can use Jack ornaments, Sally ornaments. The stuffed animals that I bought from the Disney store a couple years ago. You can find some similar ones on eBay. But yeah, whatever you have available, just go ahead and put it in there and do it to your liking. But that pretty much shows you how the batting looks and how I manipulated the batting. So it's not so much manipulation, it's leaving it nice and thick and fluffy so it can look like nice little pillows. If you have any questions, like I said, go ahead and put it in the comments. I've never done a YouTube video before, so this is pretty new to me. I don't know if I want to do any tutorials in the future. I'd like to, if people are interested enough. But leave a comment in there. Eventually I will get to each one and answer them. And then I'll leave some different forums available for you guys, either through Instagram, Facebook, or on YouTube. So thank you so much for watching. Like I said, be kind. I know it's super amateur, these videos, but I just wanted to put something out there as soon as possible so that you can at least buy some of these supplies during after Christmas sales, or if you're courageous enough, or if you just don't put up your tree this far ahead in December, you can go ahead and put it in, closer to